A letter from who I am to who I was. Dear old self, good morning. In case you've forgotten over the last 24 hours, the present you would like to report to the past you that you are no longer the you that you were, nor will you be the you that you currently are. The past versions of me are united as we. We accept that our mental health is as static as the ocean, and we are constantly learning about its new facets. Waking up to the crunch of a new type of cornflakes in our bowl every morning, an unnameable taste that we are unable to anticipate. We're always shocked by the ability of mental health to diversify the singularity of a product. Society calls this product psychological well-being. Laying as writhing rattlesnakes left in fits of laughter over the negative thought, automatic thought tickles down our scaly spines. An interpretive dance involving shedding the old and waking to a me uninhabited prior. We acknowledge that our mental health, we understand that our story is constantly being written and rewritten, no longer allowing ourselves to restrict this conceptual maelstrom. Inhabiting a decrepit, run-down mind with no stone-rigid walls, running a broken and unconfined marathon without an existing film reel. Mostly endless meadows of self-discovery and novelty, growing trees and oases on one corner, perhaps Mariana Trench on another, shifting the cranial topography over and over. We genuinely pity the cartographer. We've abandoned our perpetually sad state of existence. Sadness is not our only friend. The dust that smells like familiarity has been swept out the scarlet-pursed gates. Don't worry. The traces of uncertainty still stuck to the carpet have been vacuumed. I've removed the spilled bowl of 31 emotional flavors that we felt all at once. Mint chocolate, cotton candy, butterscotch. Sob, cry, weep, whimper, snivel, stifled sniffles. Quiet. And right on time, the alarm is blaring in memory of all the moments of crying. It's time for work. We're licensed chasers of stardust and manic professionals at figuring it out. We accept our appearances as they are, believing in their beauty and their grace. Putting on makeup for ourselves and not anyone else. Gaze into the mirror and reminisce about the snipping of scissors, the pair that an old lover would never let us hold, but that our hair welcomed with open arms. Snip 1, a side shave that added, yet didn't remove. Snip 2, the asymmetry of our hair tasted like a fuck you to him. Snip 3, our currently red bob is a megaphone on steroids, feeding that soul curry to the community. We are no longer a tiny, introverted little girl with pigtails and a frock. The frightened figure from our childhood is a ghost. You might remember the voice that wouldn't leave the pink cavernous door until we wrenched open that conniving jack-in-a-box. His residence is permanently out of our mouth. He's chained outside, although he sometimes breaks off his leash and runs back in. Now we're free to sink into our armchair, christened anarchy, a navy blue musty furniture piece, constantly smelling of definitions that aren't definitive, names by a crowd of people who couldn't be more ignorant of us. Screw diagnoses and labels. We used to struggle with conformity and the fact that we couldn't find anyone else who shared our unusual principles, a dislike of petty drama. Tossed about in this labyrinth of everything all at once, We always clutter the unconscious's closet. Sorry. Pick out your clothes from the convoluted, wrinkled cupboard as your bath warms. You look beautiful in that shade, the violet apology to academia and institution, for all our refusals to comply with regulations. Brandish that crop top on your chest and paint on the brightest smile you can find. You were born to shine. No, I'm not talking about shoes. In the light of a black hole in a supernova's marriage. We never ask for pity, nor do we require it. There isn't a Berlin Wall between us and the world. It's been broken. You might search for your Clark Kent suit, the glasses that we once hit ourselves with, although we didn't dare use the Marauder's map to adventure. Those frames were opaque to the hot chocolate warmth of our irises, not unlike the obscure ignorance we witnessed, succumbing to acute writer's block while penning our own story, suffering viral frustration at hearing another person saying sorry for the fact that we've struggled so much when, in reality, we are happy to have struggled. We recognize we will impermanently and recurringly be scarred and bruised from the recurring falls into an abyss, but we can survive and forgive our way up the ladder out. When you look at the family pictures detailing the margins of your notebook, your face might seem akin to Benjamin Button aging backwards and forwards simultaneously, a sight indefinitely under construction and close to the fireplace. However, hear the flames crackling and hissing in delight as they're no longer in hunger, neither fed by damp sticks, fundamentally composed of the things you've never been brave enough to do, nor rotten leaves drenched in previous apologies to your parents for saying sorry for who you are. We embrace healthy coping mechanisms and refuse to emotionally abuse ourselves. Living in the present and facing our fears is our go-to motto. Grab the empty ashtray, scorned by the tobacco that doesn't kiss your lips after every breakdown, and use it as a plate for your enthusiastic teen spirit colored chocolate chip cookies. Baked out of your love for Radiohead and rock and roll instead of broken plates and windows. Gooey and oozing of salty, dark chocolate tears found on your tongue after a good cry. We are not a burden on the people who love us the most, a feeling we've exhaled molecule by molecule. No longer tying our laces from threads of SORIESs we've screamed about our existence. No more failed attempts at going through the rabbit hole and under the trees. Those rainbow crisscross strings are never tied by our exasperation at falling once more. The reluctance has transformed into acceptance, and of course, a quicker shoe tying ceremony. For these factors are out of our hands, and we can't bleed once more when the knives are now crossed hurdles and our skin is impenetrable. Yes, we're out in the world despite smudged eyeliner, runny noses, and police car headaches. Yes, we are a revolting, beautiful, chaotic rainbow from head to toe. Yes, our clothes are patterned in a great deal of emotions, and that is okay by us. We throw our arms out and inhale the whole atmosphere, flipping a bird to tidal volume capacity. The air constitution is unequal measures of negativity and darkness, strikingly just as fresh and crisp as the pinches of positivity and light. Dear old self, to conclude, one message we're tattooing on our unconscious is that we embrace our Renaissance man old soul with a vibrant array of colors. Darling, there's a fine line between simply living versus savoring existence, and we have found that. We love ourselves as our entirety, and we would not change a thing. Yours truly, love, the people you never thought you'd be, but are an assimilation of, one whole.